babies, what's up, Auntie babies? Y'all, I was about to go home. I was about to go home. But I watched the episode 15. And so I want to go ahead and give my thoughts. I was going to watch the episode on the way home, but I had a couple more things to do at work, so I watched it. And before I get out of here, I want to go ahead and give a review because this episode was a whole lot better than the last one to me. To me. I want to say this was like a 9.5. Child, there was a whole bunch going on in this episode. So let's start out where we left off. It was a continuation of the table confrontation where Sanya's husband jumped up Ross and like, y'all not going to be bullying my not going to do it. And he walks away from the table, kind of almost like sprints away from the table, but he walks away pretty quickly. And you can tell that that's that masculine man. He's not going to tolerate any kind of disrespect, even from women. And it was like any of the men in my family, especially from women. It's hard because we're not taught, but nowadays popular culture would have us to believe that you have to be respectful to women at all times, even when they're being ugly and disrespectful, which is not true. You know, now generally you don't want a man to be fighting or arguing with a woman, but I also know that every man has the right to stand up for what he believes in and for his family. And in that instance, he felt like he had to say something for his wife because she was stuck. She was stuck. She couldn't say anything, wasn't able to come back, and they were tag teaming back and forth. So he walks away from the table. Sanya runs after him. And then everyone's having conversations about what just transpired. Sanya's talking to her husband, and she says that RHOA has jumped ship. Yeah, she's the flip-flopper, the fishy flopper. That's what she does. 1 minute she's on your side, and the next second she's talking against you. She's coming at you. They're sitting there talking about how she could have checked up on him, and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sorry, I don't know if this was done deliberately to make a moment, but these were molehills. Is it a molehill? Yeah, a mountain out of a molehill. These were molehills. These were not mountains. It was not a serious thing. You got out there late. You got left. You could have showed up when you wanted to anyway, just like you did the day before. Why are we having a conversation? This was all on you. All on you, Kenya. All on you, Sheree. Show up on time, and you won't have that issue. You would think, being that there was a business opportunity involved, you'd get your tail out there and be up on time. If you were serious about it, this shows me you're not serious about it. Duh. And here comes Drew. Drew, every time I start to like you, you come with some foolishness. Well, we're not going to hold her accountable. Go shut up. There was nothing to be held accountable for. They were late. And they got left. You are late to the party. There's no party. The party's over. Sorry. But anyway, they go back. They come back eventually. Not Drew, but Sanya and her husband eventually come back to the table, and they finish the meal, and everyone's still kind of, because Ross checked all of them. No, you're not going to be doing it. And it was so funny because when they were having those conversations, Marlo with herself with the violin, I got a good chuckle out of Marlo. In that moment, playing the fiddle, the violin, while they were complaining about Sanya leaving them behind. Girl, y'all stop. No more molehills, okay? Stop it. So they left the dinner, and Drew being carried in a wheelchair was kind of funny. having to be lifted around everywhere. Again, it's like, why you go home, go take care of yourself. But I get it. They're trying to fulfill their obligation to the show and be there. I get it. So, Sanya apologizes to Sheree and invites her to come to the next day's iFit episode or recording. And she didn't invite Kenya, which I don't blame her after what just happened. Why would I invite you to come to something and you just dog me like you just did a minute ago? But we'll see how that turns out. But I don't understand why she is apologizing. This is what I don't get about saying it. You were right. I'm not apologizing for doing what I'm supposed to, doing what I'm supposed to do, which is go to work. I mean, I hate that I'm sorry that you didn't get to participate, but that's not my fault. I'm not apologizing for you being late. And I would have let her know that. Sorry. Okay, but now you can come with me tomorrow. Right? Whatever. So the next day, Sheree is, I guess, getting ready to go to this day's video shoot, and she makes a phone call about her shoot by Sheree fashion line. Y'all, all is not well in the neighborhood. It's not all good in the hood. I mean, it's already seeming like, why are you having all these problems? How many years, how long are you going to do this to yourself? Why are you giving yourself, if you're not going to do it, don't do it. Let it go. If you're not going to be 10 toes in, don't do it. Let it go. You're sitting here playing around instead of really being dedicated to getting things done the right way. And that requires a lot of time and effort. You should know this by now. So the fact that things aren't happening, these things that, it just speaks of bad business, that you just have no idea what you're doing and you don't have people around you that know what they're doing. It's crazy. It don't seem like all's good in the hood though, y'all. But anyway, she goes out to go meet Sanya and is late. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. She wasn't late. The driver got lost. That's what it was. So by the time she got there, they had finished the shoot. She and Sanya did some walking and talking. And again, she plays like they're on the same page by the end of it. But almost like, it's almost like with Marlo. You in danger, girl. You better watch these people. We'll see if Sheree stays flipped on this side, on the Sanya side. We'll see. So meanwhile, back at the ranch, Marlo, Sanya has asked Marlo to take over as being the host of the group trip, since she is working, which is problematic because not a lot of people like Marlo right now. Namely, none of them. Well, I don't know about Manetta, and I don't think I can't say they don't like her, but her friend is Kandi, so she's going to side with her friend. Nobody's going to want to deal with Marlo. So that was I mean, I get it. Sheree's not there, so it's like, who else do you ask to do it? But, so Marlo's trying to get them to get on the bus, and they're all sitting there, and the crickets are cricking and chirping, and it's like, go, adulthood, get your butts up and get on the bus. I guess it wouldn't be an entertaining TV show if they didn't act stupid. But for me, it just aggravates me. Get your tail up, get on the bus. So they go out to have lunch at this outdoor, at the place where Sanya was shooting, basically. And they're sitting outdoors under trees eating, where birds is chirping and flying and pooping. And y'all, one thing I do not do is bird poop. One got me really good on my shoulder. It's disgusting. I don't ever want to deal with it again. I don't like birds for that reason. Don't poop on me. Talk about it's good luck. No, it's not. It's nasty. Unsanitary. I don't want the bird flu. Don't be pooping on me. So they all sit out and they finish their meal. Marlo suggests moving over to the pool, and of course nobody listens. So she leaves with her florist, and they go to the pool. And eventually, Monyetta and Sheree go over there and join them. Kandi, Todd, and I want to say Monyetta's husband, they all go to the bungalow, or the whatever it is, and go sit out of the sun away from Marlo. Marlo reiterates the whole her and Kandi blow up. And it's almost like both of them on some level are missing. Marlo, don't get it twisted, Marlo was dead wrong for how she came at Kandi about her husband, about her mother. But I also don't think Kandi had to jump in for defense of Drew's husband and throw in Marlo's face what's been going on with her nephews, knowing that she's upset about it. I mean, I get it. You say she's being hypocritical. There are some fights I just don't want to have, even if I think it. Y'all have the opportunity to go into a confessional and say those things that you think about without having to actually throw something in someone's face. Sometimes it's just unnecessary. And the end result was her feeling attacked and attacking back. Again, she was low. I didn't like what she said. The fact that she was disrespecting Todd, and he was sitting right there. And then finding out later on that, you know, these two tried to get her on a show on, I want to say, was it BET or WeTV on or something? They tried to get her, they piloted a show for Marlo and they worked on it. You know, Todd's a producer. And it was scratched because Marlo wanted to stick with the Real House. She was given an opportunity to come back to the Housewives. So, which I don't think was the best idea, but you know, to each his own. Who knows what really was going on with it behind the scenes, but she left an opportunity to do her own, to go back and film on the Housewives. Well, I don't know. Like I said, to each his own. She ended up with a peach, so maybe that's what she, you know, that was the ultimate goal anyway for her. But anyway, so after they finish eating, Sanya comes through, and the group goes water rafting. And they thought that they were going to be going white water rafting. And I'm thinking, do they even do that in Jamaica? I mean, they may. I don't know. I've never been. But it's more like a little lazy river type thing. And they're all on the little floats and floating down the river, taking pictures. Kandi looks bored. She's on the phone. Todd is on the phone. And then it gets to, and again, Sonya's on her raft with Marlo. I think they were together. Yeah. And Sheree was on a raft with Kenya. And in the conversation, and I hate this with a passion, Kenya starts the conversation talking about Ross being aggressive and that she was scared. Girl, stop. Stop with this narrative that any man, and I mean, no, you were not scared. You had production around. That man was not going to do anything to you. He just wanted to make it known he was not going to accept you guys sitting there beating up on his wife. Again, when he knows she was right. He checked you. He checked you, boo. And Sheree, thankfully, speaks common sense into the atmosphere. No, he wasn't aggressive. He was just upset. He was defending his wife. And so, and again, I hate that narrative of black men and women as being aggressive or angry when we're expressing ourselves about something we're frustrated with. I can be frustrated and say something in a tone and not be angry or aggressive. I'm just letting you know exactly how I feel. This same thing happened with Kris over on RHOA with Giselle and them saying he was angry and he confronted somebody. So stop it. It's not a good look. And number one. Number two, it is wrong. He was reacting in the moment. He had a human reaction to who his loved one being attacked. Take it as it is. He did not get up in anybody's face. At least I'm thinking if he had, you would have seen it. Bravo would have shown it. It didn't happen. He walked off. But now you want to paint this narrative that he's somehow dangerous and you should be scared. And just stop. Just stop. Anyway, that whole little ordeal, that whole little outing was a little meh. So they get to the last dinner, and everything is everything. Drew and her husband don't make it. And there's a point where I'm imagining production was like, okay, Ross, you didn't let the conversation happen yesterday, but we need it to happen today. So the guys left, and then the women started having the conversation. And poor Sonia. If you're going to come at Kenya Moore, have your facts straight, have your points and bulletins, and put your sticky notes. Call Candace if you need some sticky notes. Get you some sticky notes. Have your stuff in order. I'd had my phone with bullet points reading off. Because you have several instances where this woman has been disrespectful towards you. Talking about you, your family, your events, whatever. Hanging up in your face. And that was one of the rudest things. I hate people hanging up in my face. Don't hang up in my face. Let me know you're going to leave. Give me a second to process it. I'm about to hang up the phone. And then do it. Don't just hang up in my face. That's rude. No class. But when asked by Kenya, how is she being, because Sanya made this statement, you've been selfish, blah, blah, blah. And so when Kenya says, when have I been selfish? Let me think. Huh? Let you think. You don't know? You went through it? Girl. You're not the one, Sanya. You can't handle it. You couldn't handle Drew. You definitely can't handle Kenya. And again, you were right. You just didn't know how to speak. She actually said it to, who did she say it to? Was it Marlo or Sheree? Well, she basically said, well, if you know, it was Sheree. She said, if you were on Dance with the Stars and, you know, there was something going on with us, you weren't going to call us. You were going to keep twirling on that. You were going to twirl around the dance floor. You weren't going to stop what you were doing to check on us, to find us, or figure out what was going on for anything. But I can't tell if there was any resolution, real resolution. I think they just came to a consensus that, yeah, no. It is what it is. I feel like I feel. You feel like you feel. Kenya's not going to back down. So that's that. And they kept it just like that. So now we're going to, I want to say this was the mid-season point. We may not get an episode next week. I have to go check my calendar. Depending on when the holiday falls, we probably won't get an episode, and then for like a week around Labor Day, and then they'll come back. But yeah, girl, I actually liked the episode. Again, all of this is molehill arguments. It's not really a big deal. It's not a big deal, and not to me. It didn't seem like it. And when they take the small things and try to blow it up into these bigger issues, it's just childish to me. And as somebody at my age, I don't want to see that. If you're going to have an issue with me, let it be a real issue. Kandi has a real issue with Marlo behind what she did. That's argument worthy, what she said about Todd and her mama. That other mess that y'all talking about, you left me behind. No. You were late. Sorry. Oh, that was my bone. Okay, Auntie babies. I done did a whole nother video for you guys. I was planning on going home. I'm not watching nothing else today. I'm not doing nothing. Maybe tomorrow. I have to get caught up on Married to Medicine. I'm 2 episodes behind, just like I was 2 episodes behind on this. So I will probably watch those tomorrow and try to get those videos done. But until next time, Auntie babies, I love you. And I will see you soon.